Hello everyone, I'm Shalja Tripathi and welcome to my YouTube channel Easy Way to Learn. Today's topic of discussion is difference between arteries and veins. So let's get started, remain focused and follow the lecture. So first point of difference will be the definition. See, arteries are the vessels which carry blood away from the heart and veins are the blood vessels which carry blood towards the heart. So let's write down the first point of difference. These are vessels these are blood vessels which carry blood away from the heart. Next point, or the first point for veins is these are the blood vessels which carry blood towards the heart. Okay, the next point of difference will be blood in the arteries are under high pressure. So write down the blood emerges from the heart is under high pressure. While the blood in the veins is under reduced pressure. Since the blood is coming from body tissues towards the heart, so the blood pressure decreases because there is diffusion in the arteries and the blood pressure is reduced to a very small amount. Okay, the third point will be the walls of the arteries are thick and elastic to bear the high pressure, whereas in case of veins, the walls are thin and non-elastic. So let's write down the third point. See, all the points are correlated. If you logically understand the concept, so you won't need to mug up. It will be a logical correlation happening. See, third point will be the walls of arteries are thick and elastic. These are thick and elastic again for the same reason that blood is under high pressure. So the walls of arteries need to be thick to withstand that high pressure. In case of veins, the walls of veins are thin and non-elastic because blood is flowing under low pressure. Arteries have no walls. Whereas veins have walls to prevent backflow of blood. See, in case of arteries, there is, since the blood is under high pressure, so there is no chance of backflow, hence there is no need of walls. Whereas in the case of veins, since the blood is under low pressure, so there is chance of backflow. And to prevent that backflow, walls are present. See, walls are like gateways which open in one direction. If blood is flowing in this way, the walls are open and the blood will flow. But under reduced pressure, if backflow happens, these pockets get filled with blood and they close this passage. So the passage is closed if the backflow happens. If the backflow happens, this valve closes. So this is closed valve to prevent backflow. So valves are allowing only unidirectional flow of blood. Fifth point is arteries do not collapse when empty. They do not collapse when empty. But in case of veins, they collapse when empty. Next point is arteries are usually deeper placed inside the body, whereas veins are placed superficially, that is under the skin. We can feel it. The arteries are usually deeper placed. Veins are usually superficial, usually more superficial. That is near skin surface. Okay, since the blood is under high pressure in arteries, so the blood flows with jerk. Whereas in case of veins, blood flows continuously or smoothly. So write down this 7th point. blood flows with jerk under high pressure. Flows with jerk. Whereas in case of veins, blood flows continuously under reduced pressure. Okay. Next important point is that arteries have narrow lumen, whereas veins have wide lumen. Let us understand what is lumen. See, lumen is the empty space. They have narrow lumen. Let's see if this is artery and this is vein. Let's assume both are of same dia. What will happen in case of arteries? This hollow space here, and in case of veins, this hollow space is called lumen. Lumen is small because the walls of arteries are very thick. So most of the space is occupied by the thick muscular wall. While in case of veins, the muscles are thin. So the space occupied is comparatively very small. So the most of the space is empty. So here it is narrow lumen. In this case, wide lumen. Lumen means the empty space through which the fluid is flowing. Okay. See, the next point will be arteries break into smaller arteries which are called arterioles. So next point will be smallest artery breaks into arterioles. And these arterioles finally form capillaries. Whereas in case of veins, capillaries join to form venules and venules join to form veins. So write down the smallest vein arises from venule. Smallest vein arises from venule. This concept how arteries break into arteriole, then capillaries, and then capillaries join to form venule, and finally vein. This we have discussed in the previous video. So the next point will be arteries can dilate and they can constrict. Arteries can dilate and constrict. Whereas they cannot constrict. Okay, one important point is that arteries carry oxygenated blood, whereas veins carry deoxygenated blood, though exceptions are always there. So we'll see the exception also. Though we have discussed this exception during blood circulation. So the next point will be arteries carry fully oxygenated blood. Exception. The exception is always asked in the exams. So remember this. Exception is pulmonary artery. If you remember, it arises from the right ventricle and it carries blood towards the lungs, from the heart towards the lungs. So this is the artery which is carrying a deoxygenated blood. Similarly, in veins, they carry fully deoxygenated blood. Except, again, exception is pulmonary vein. So it is easy to remember because in both the exception you are getting the word pulmonary. So pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins are the exceptions. Pulmonary veins, if you recall, it is bringing blood from the lungs towards the heart. So it is bringing oxygenated blood in the left atrium. So these are few of the differences. Next, we'll see the role of platelets in our body. So put the heading maintenance by platelets. The platelets are the blood cells that are suspended in the blood. What is the role of platelet? Let's put the heading maintenance by platelet. Again, platelets are the blood cells and their role is to create a plug or stop the leakage. So if there is some internal injury to the blood vessels due to any reason, and if there is leakage in the blood vessel, so these blood platelets will help to plug that leakage and help in forming the blood clot. So you may write down leakage. Basically, why it is so necessary to plug the leakage? Firstly, leakage will result in loss of blood and it will also result in loss of pressure, which will again affect the efficiency of the pumping organ, that is heart. So let's see what is the role of platelets. So first we must understand that what is the consequence of leakage. See, leakage due to injury will result in, firstly, loss of blood, which need to be prevented. Okay, and it may also lead to loss of pressure, which would decrease the efficiency of the pumping system. So to prevent this leakage or to avoid, you can write, to avoid this, blood has platelets. Cells which circulate and plugs the leakage, which circulates around the body and plug the leakage. Helping to clot the blood at these points of injury. At these points of injury. So whatever internal injury is taking place, body is taking care of it. And for that, platelets are present in the blood. So these are the platelet cells which are helping the body. Hope you understood the topic well. Please like, share and subscribe and enable the notification icon. Thank you so much.